See if I can load this one in a few minutes before I go to bed, if we can get cooperation. If not, they won't get loaded and we won't have access to the general public, which would not surprise me. I've been sitting here tonight thinking a lot about physical health, physical existence, and a man named Richard Feynman. I sat and watched some of his talks he had with people with a television camera asking him questions. Then they filmed his lectures, and I sat and listened to some of that, not too extensively. It was like when Judy Krishnamurti talked to scientists, and Judy knew who I was spiritually. It's like, Earl, you don't have to sit and listen. It can be very boring, and and so you can just, you get it, so go ahead and go play football or go listen to music or something, right? Thank you, Judy. You're swell. Yeah. Judy Krishnamurti, you never had such a good spiritual friend to help you through hell. To get, we can do this. We can be better people. We can express intellectually and explain things scientifically without being condescending, abrasive, and abusive. But I was sitting there. I was finishing the dishes, and I was considering Feynman because I got to go to the doctor and get my body tested to see, most likely to get on disability because of all the physical abuse I've been through because of military intel. And this is a physical, mental, and emotional thing that's happened to me my whole life. This isn't just a recent phenomenon, and I realized that when I went to Sierra Vista and they all came to question me and talk to me. And I was like, for me, it was a liberating experience because I thought, my life was a biblical hell. And it was in many ways. It was replicated and it put me into biblical situations. How does this kid react to this? And I had no desire to be in these the situations. Had no desire to be studied and sticked and fricked and what makes this person tick? Why does he speak the way he speaks? Why does he do the things the way he does? You take my writings and you take the way I speak and you put them on a supercomputer and you compare them to Psalms and the New Testament, and it comes out in the 90 to something percent. You're talking about the same person. Okay, mentally and emotionally, in the way that they perceive life. Okay, that Psalms and the New Testament, and then the words and read the New Testament, and Earl thinking and speaking and writing, you're talking about the same person. Okay, so they're okay. Why did this guy become a global phenomenon? Why is this guy turned into a god? What's the deal with him? Why are people so, I wouldn't say it's obsessed. I think what it is that people that want other people obsessed on them take the existence of a person that wants everybody to be treated with dignity and respect and have eternal humility of understanding of natural laws provided by the origin of everything, so we can have good, not just sustainable. Sustainable, that's like surviving. That sucks. Talking about good, fulfilling, meaningful, intelligent, kind, loving relationships. Like the little mom today at Walmart. It was with her daughter with the chicken nuggets, and they were hugging, and they were so cute, and just that feeling. When you get that hug. And I, having raised more than just the 6 kids that I experienced through my marriages to Stephanie and Amy. Having Mike and Gabe and Aaron and Brian and trying to think of Melissa for a short time. Just certain people in my life where I got to help with the toddlers and get the love and appreciation, because how toddlers are. They give you hugs and snuggles just about all the time when they appreciate what you do for them, whether you need it or not. But you usually, because it's so beautiful, so innocent, and so amazing, you do need it. And when you do right by them, you deserve it, right? And so it's one of those things that's like, wow, these are the moments I thank God that I'm alive. We're living the Lord's Prayer. I've got all I've waited for, and I could not ask for more. But if you're not living the Lord's Prayer, it's a few stolen moments are all that we have. We've got our extortion gig, and it demands us there. These kids' hugs are not going to last because these people suck. You're like, fuck. Why didn't Feynman explain this to us, right? So he technically does. Okay. But for some reason, I was sitting there doing the dishes, like, why? Because Michio Kaku, other people talking, they speak intelligently, right? And the things that they explain are scientifically valid and obvious, or evident, I guess we should say. Well, you have the obvious lie of the medical industry and cancer and treating cancer, when we know that cancer cells are in the body to mainly shut down the body because of inordinate, horrible, excessive, compulsive amounts of unnecessary toxins and unnecessary undue stress, right? That's cancer, and it kills us. It triggers diabetes with sugar in the body. Me and that one lady talked about it with her daughter. It was so adorable. I meet some of the most beautiful people in Las Cruces, but she says sugar. And I said, yes, sugar does react and start to shut us down. And a lot of us will take comfort in sugar. We'll eat chocolate. We'll eat cookies. We'll eat pie. Because we're shutting down from carbon emission poisoning and stress and job and asshole and stuff. And gosh damn it, a chocolate cream pie, a lemon meringue pie, a coconut cream pie. After having to put up with that fucking asshole, power-hungry, ego-tripping turd bag. Chocolate with blueberry, chocolate with raspberry, chocolate with almonds, dark chocolate, ice cream with chocolate and marshmallows and nuts, oh my, ice cream with mint and chocolate, oh my, ice cream with strawberries, strawberry shortcake, right? And then you got other people, things that make you just feel numb. Slits, Modelo, Lowenbrow, Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, just something to just, I just swallow every time. Thoughts of you are in my head. I was wrong, now I find just one thing helps me forget. Red wine, you make me feel so tired. You keep me rocking all of the time. It's just, how do I destroy myself? Because it's miserable, and someone left the cake out in the rain, and I'll never have that recipe again, right? Just how fucked can a fuck a fuck with the fuck? Can't say fuck enough, right? It's hard. We talk to older people, they don't want you to say shit, they don't want you to say motherfucker, they don't want you to say ass. Okay, you can't say that, don't say that. We're taught not to say that. We're good. Jesus is watching. He is. And he says this shit is fucked up and no one's listening. That's what I tell people. He will cuss. Okay. Hypocrite and heathen means pimp who would peddle his own grandmother's sexuality to pay his bills, and heathens that will come and pay him money to do it. That's what hypocrite and heathen mean. Okay. So if you're raised in a Catholic school and you don't like it when I say this shit is fucked up, and you don't like Lord Jesus Christ, you don't like him, he would talk about, he will try and he'll give you sweet parables and do this and do that. And then when it doesn't work and it doesn't work and it doesn't work, you fucking pimp ass bitches and you assholes that would pay money to fuck his grandma or his 12-year-old daughter, you suck. You're Constantine, you're Jerome, you're the Habsburgs, you're the Windsors, you're the Tudors. You're Alexander the Great and his ball sack bouncing off of other people's tailbones or ball sacks or foreheads or chins or whatever. I can't stand your faces. I hate your fucking places. I don't want to go to your operas. I don't want to go to your games. I don't want to bet any fake-ass pimp to fuck his grandmother or his daughter money to that pimp-ass bitch. I can't stand him. Right? Hi. I'm the Messiah. I hate the way you talk. I hate having to talk this way. Okay, just be like those young men and that beautiful lady who wants to live the Lord's Prayer at Walmart, that have to work at Walmart to pay the extortion to live here. acknowledge it, understand it, realize we want to stop grandma from being on oxygen by the time she's 50, and come up, shake my hand, and say, let's do this. Orale! I can see the candle in his window. Every night he said would brightly burn. I can travel anywhere the wind blows, but my heart tells me I must return to the valley of the Rio Grande. In a garden of roses, he said he'd wait for me. It's been a good year for the roses, but when the Roundup and stuff is sprayed, the leaves get real bad. And so I got to still water them. I'll still water them. And they'll produce oxygen, but they also produce a chemical that says you humans need to die if you don't stop this. And I'm like, I understand that, but us good humans that water you and love you and respect you will adapt to that chemical poisoning and please provide oxygen for us. But all the ones that are aggressive and violent and keep doing what they're not supposed to be doing, driving those motor cars, if getting excitement out, they can tell. Plants can tell. If you like fighting, you like fucking, you like killing. A lot of people, they can be like that for 25 years, then all of a sudden, pow! One day the bucket will go to the well, then one day the bottom of the bucket will drop out. It's like that. I'm the type of person, me and the lady talked about that. People, if they self-medicate and they try to go to the mountains and go to positive ions, the body has trouble recovering because they wanted to die and they're going there to die. When I go to the mountains, I'm going there to heal. So when we're living the Lord's Prayer, or even if it's before we're living the Lord's Prayer, even if I get put on disability, I go up the mountains to get away from the military people that will kill me for a buck. Sights in the city got people crying. Sights in the city got people dying. Right? You don't got to make a buck. Just stand up for a Lord's Prayer. I'm the Messiah, not Keith Elam. Okay? He's my spiritual prayer friend, but he had trouble listening. He went to talk to the 13th and Redeemer, but he was too busy hustling for a buck. So I could never sit him down and talk to him long enough before he died. He knew. Tupac knew. But we never got the time while they were alive to ever sit down and talk and say, I'm the Messiah. You like Robin Williams, kind of drunk or high and partying and shit? Okay, fuck. Fazo. Yeah. Let's get that damn cooler on the stand. The fucking Marines are watching, right? NASA. NASA ain't massive, we know. Okay? But all of you that have lived through this and get to talk, Janet, Tupac, he really had a crush on you, and I did too. And Jennifer, you're going to be okay. Your kids are going to be okay. Don't worry so fucking much. You think too much, right? You two are the ones that they tried to influence me the most with the poo-poo potty from the Antoine LaVey and the, what's that other fucker's name? Spock's transgender, Michael Kino, that's right, that right, asshole. Okay. We're fixing stuff, we're correcting stuff. Intelligence is very simple when love is humble and perfect. Okay, guys, let's see if this will load. If not, I probably just we'll let people watch it at a later time because the science industry is really imploding on itself. Okay, peace.